Let's see if it says. Yeah, biodegradable. It says biodegradable, no harsh chemicals, won't streak, paint, or wax.
Yeah, evidence.
Let's go take a look. Morning and welcome back to the channel. It's reverse, well, it's kind of reverse rescue day. We're Johnny Hotshot today. We haven't put much vidya on the channel yet because we just hunkered down and did it, but a while back we rescued this 91 Pontiac Sunbird, 90,000 mile car, got it all fixed up, shined up. We're actually meeting somebody in Iowa who's from Minnesota who fell in love with this car and is buying it. And then on the way back home, yeah, we agreed to buy another car. So we got one to sell, one to pick up, about 600 miles to put on today, something like that. No, not quite, 450, I don't know, a lot. But we're starting at dark 30 on a cloudy day, and we'll get home hopefully for supper time. Thanks for joining along. Click like, subscribe. Let's hit the road. the first part of the trip a resounding success. The new owner of the Sunbird convertible is super happy. We're on to Bellevue, Nebraska, basically Omaha, Nebraska, if you don't know, and if you do know, you know. Gonna grab some lunch with my nephew who's in town from Arizona, then pick up our rescue. Well, golly, it was supposed to be partly cloudy today, cloudy tomorrow. This much % chance of the rains. And about 45 minutes into the day, it started raining. And it hasn't stopped. However, we are on the road to recovery. We've got the rescue, and can you peek back there? It's still raining, so I'm gonna get out. I had to load the thing in the pouring rain, but I'm gonna give you the specs now, and then we'll do a quick rock around because it's raining. 1974 MGB. What's special about it is it appears to be a very low miles car, possibly under 10,000 miles, and it appears to be totally complete, wearing its original paint, interior, and just about everything else. In fact, the top on this car doesn't even have a rip in it. So it is full of Mises. We got no ignition key for it, but we do have a title, and we got it for a really good price. So let's go out and we'll just kind of walk around. I got to double check though. I don't think I put it in gear when I strapped it all down anyway. And then the second thing I got to check is to make sure that both the little top locks are in. I think they are, but I got to double check that. And then we're going to take it slow and easy on the way home. We got to take interstate from Omaha to Lincoln, but then we're going to jump on the old 2-lane and go, well, we're going to go slow the whole way because we do not want to damage this pristine convertible top on this MG. Let's go take a look. Very nice, straight car. Saddle interior, seats in good shape even. A little bit of mold, I think they'll clean right up. Steering wheel's a little gross. Last registered in 1980. But look at this top. There's not a single rip or tear. The plastics are clear, not yellowed. It's been in a garage for a very long time. In fact, the owner passed away. The house got condemned, and it was one of those sold the house and everything in it type deals. And the two cars were in the garage, and happened to be a friend of a friend of a family friend of a family member. And ends up, we went and visited my sister at a good time because we ended up with another car. Is that a good thing or bad? Anyway, I'm gonna get you back out the front window here. We're gotta get home. And yeah, thanks for watching this one. Here we go. next day alert. We got her in the shops. Back wheels are on the dolly carts. We don't have enough dolly carts to put the fronts on. A couple items. Well, I've made a couple decisions about the car, and then we've got a couple priorities. So overall, the car has become a priority. So this is potentially a very low miles MGB. In fact, I can probably show you now. It shows on the odometer 8,230 miles. Now, if it was 108,320 miles, it wouldn't be this clean, I don't think. So I don't know. We looked at the title. The title says exempt. I sure wish the previous owner would have taken the time to document the miles. When you do that on these old cars, dudes and dudettes, put the actual, read it, look at it, and put it in there, even if it's high. Anyway, so we can't verify it's an 8,000 mile car. But other than, I mean, look at the driver's seat, y'all. Other than the mold, look, there's not a tear. There's not a, I mean, it's still got its bolsters and stuff. I mean, the mice have been crawling around in there, but they haven't ate it up too bad. So anyway, the second thing is the top. The top is immaculate. You guys, the windows aren't even yellowed or anything. They're nice and clear. So far, everything we see about this MG points towards a really low mile original car. And I'll show you one of the wheels. They're outside. These are wheels off of our 71 parts car, and they're pretty rusty. But even the wheels outside, other than sitting for a long time, they don't look to have much wear and miles on them. So that brings us to the overall, you know, plan for this car. Is it was just going to be a really nice parts car. I have 3 now. Fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, I have a 69 MGC. Those are pretty rare cars. They got a big 6-cylinder in them instead of a 4-cylinder, and it belonged to a relative, and that relative had some very shoddy work done to it and not done right. So it is a basket case, and it's in a shed about 20 miles, 25 miles east of here, and has been for a number of years. But I bought the 71 MGB convertible to have parts for the 69 MGC. And when you talk about MGBs, and I might be off half years here, when you get to this body style, not the midgets, the Bs, in about 67 or 68, they started this, and we have metal bumpers, metal door handles, and a lot of chrome, just chrome. And they did that up through 73, and then they were started to make minor little changes because they needed to meet safety requirements in the US to sell these little cars in the US. So this is a 74, and one of the things that's changed on this one that you don't see on the 73s and earliers, we actually have little rubber pads on the exterior of our bumperettes, and you don't see that on the earlier ones. But we still have the metal trim, the right doors, the right fenders. We got the metal intake up here. I think that might remain on the 75s, but I'm not sure. But the big thing is chrome bumpers and chrome door handles. Now, in about 74 and a half, they went plastic. They revamped the front end. They changed the entire style of the fenders, and there's a big black plastic wraparound front bumper and a big black plastic wraparound rear bumper. Again, because of the safety standards and the crumples and the 5-mile-an-hour thing, I think. I don't know. But those cars, to me, are ugly, and they don't make me good parts. So What we have here is a 74, and it appears to be in very good condition. It is very complete. We'll show you that here just a little bit more. But it is, as far as our projects go, and I know you know, we've got a laundry list, a big, huge, mountainous list of projects. This one's going to the top. That's all I can say. We're gonna get on it, see if it'll run. Now, if it's blowed up or something, then it'll go outside and it'll be a parts car. But because it's in such good shape, especially with the top, if we're gonna do something with it, we got to do something with it really soon. It can't just sit out, because if it goes even a couple cars down on the list, it'll be fall before we do anything substantial, and I just don't want it sitting outside until then. So we're gonna get right on it. We aren't gonna keep it, I don't think, but we're gonna see if we can get it running and driving and cleaned up. We'll do a little bit of historicals on it, see if we can or cannot verify that 8,000 mile number, because that would be awesome. And then we're gonna sell it off for somebody to enjoy, because it's, if it'll run and drive, it's just way too nice of a car to strip down for parts. So that's the plan. First thing I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna get after this convertible top. Now, we drove it home in the rain all day yesterday, so it wasn't quite pristine car wash water, but it got rinsed off for sure. And I went to the Irish today. They didn't have, well, they had one convertible top cleaner in the stocks, and this is some new stuff, Bling Sauce. It's kind of a goofy name and icon, but it's convertible top cleaner. So we bought a jug of that, and then we have all kinds of plastic and vinyl detailer and protectant stuff. We're gonna give the top a light scrub with that Bling Sauce stuff, and then we're gonna dig in, vacuum the mice critters out, and start, you know, decoding this car. The first problem we're gonna have with this car, I got no key, and it's just new enough that you can't steer the steering wheel without a key, and you certainly can't start it easily without a key. So once we get the top kind of, you know, trying to get it healthy and keep it healthy, we will dig into the car, and hopefully we can find a key stashed under a floor mat or under a seat or somewhere in there. Okay, so step one, we just took the Bling Sauce, Topless Sauce. I hate cleaners with catchy names. I don't know. It sounds like they're more interested in the name sometimes than the product, but it's what we had to work with, so we just soaked her down. I mean, we put her, there's a third of a bottle on this top. I'm gonna jam out to a little bit of Hardy and maybe some Morgan Wallen, and I'll come back in a few minutes and we'll wipe her off and see how things are. Okay, been about, I don't know, 10 minutes. Now we're just gonna kind of do some rubbing on here.
Which one to use? Ooh, got a new one.
Yeah, it's the only one they had in stock, so. Yeah.
Is there a lot of?
No. I think I put enough of this stuff on, the sauce.
Yeah.
It's definitely foaming up. Get a halfway clean microfiber and start soaking this stuff up just a little bit.
Whew. You have to be careful wiping off the paint. I mean,
Okay.
that might just be some of the oxidation too.
Yeah, but still.
There's not a ton though.
Just here, let's neutralize that.
Yeah. I'll just wipe down the whole car over here, I guess.
Don't touch anything until you get this neutralized.
Yeah.
Cleaned up.
Yeah, now it's just pulling up dirt.
Okay, Bling Sauce people. Your sauce doesn't like old single stage paint. We started wiping it off where I just let it run down the car. Who would put that kind of nonsense in a convertible top sauce? But it started taking the blue paint off. And I ain't happy about it. So we're trying to neutralize that process now with quick detailer, just to make sure we don't let the sauce sit.
Yeah, there's a little. Here you can see the dark blue on my blue microfiber. That's all paint that's coming off, and some of it might just be, you can kind of see the difference here. Some of it might just be a little bit of oxidation, but the top chemical is definitely making it come up a lot easier, so we're going to be careful about that, I guess.
Okay, so you know how I was saying I don't like fancy looking bottles of stuff, and when people spend more time making their name and their bottle look like it came straight out of a Marvel comic book, then I don't know. I'd rather you just made good stuff and put it in a bottle with the name on it. Now the top looks really good. What we did was we sprayed it on, let it sit about 10 minutes or so, came in with cotton, did a real light scrub, and then hit it with a microfiber just to suck up the excess. But I'm gonna tell you what, anywhere I gave her heck down here, and let's see if it says yeah, biodegradable. It says biodegradable, no harsh chemicals, won't streak, paint, or wax. It may not streak the paint or wax, but it'll just take your single stage paint and loosen her right up. And yeah, so no, avoid contact with the painted surfaces. Now the vinyl, we'll just have to see. We're gonna let it sit here and dry, but this top's in great shape anyway. But we just wanted to make sure before we go and try to move it, because really, we got some mold in here. We usually get with the Mises, but we usually don't have that much mold issue in our cars. So what I'd really like to do is take the top back and down in order to clean this, so I'm just not in that, you know, mold broom cleaning. So that's the plan. What did we find so far? I found the MGB booklet, and then I thought we had the purchase contract for the car, but that's for some other car that apparently the previous owner owned. So we're still digging. I'm gonna dig around a little bit and then we'll catch up to speed. Okay, we got updates. We're a little confused on the mileage. At first we found, and I'll go through it in another video a little more closely, but we found where the car got serviced with the same mileage as what's on the odometer. But then I also think we found a gas receipt for the car that is from like a year later. So, I mean, unless they just drove up the block and got gas and drove back home, I don't know. But we got bigger updates than that. You know, the other issue was a key. And so Jalen shows up and he's looking at it and he's like, oh, it's such a cool car. And we're dissecting some stuff here. And he's like, well, maybe they had to hide a key. And I said, well, we're going to just have to keep looking here. And we get the hood open. So here's our little 4-cylinder dual Weber carbs. And then we gander over here on the passenger side fender. I kid you not, look at that. It's a dang key screwed into the inner fender. All right, you can't make this up. It's an ultra low miles car. It has to be. You guys, look at this trunk. We got everything out of the trunk. My goodness, not a lick of rust anywhere on this car. The rockers are good. The sill protectors are untouched, basically. Still has all the factory paint. You know the deal. I've decided I'm gonna go ahead and pull the seats and clean and vacuum. So in order to finish this video up, some really sweet shag carpet remnants in the back, but we do have the battery cover. This is a toolkit container. These blue cloth bags, one of them would have held the bonnet cover and the other one held this cover. And this cover is super cool because when you take the top down on these, you unsnap the back and it tucks down in behind the seats. And then this big black cover, you notice it has extra pockets. Those are for the headrests on the seat, and there's one for the steering wheel. You actually put it on here and you can seal the car up flat with that black vinyl. It's a really cool, you don't hardly see them. This has got to be a factory one, and other than a little bit of staining here, it is in incredible condition. I don't know what this is. This is some sort of semi-homemade hand crank jack. I really don't know what it is. If anybody out in the Webernets knows, take a good look at it and tippy tap in the keyboards what it is. We are missing a spare tire. That's no big deal. We got some of those. And yeah, and we found that key, which is oh my gosh, you can't make this stuff up. I just popped the lid on the radiator. It's got rusty juice in it, but it is full of juice. And yeah, we're gonna get going. This is bumped up on the top of the list. There's gonna be issues, but click the bell and subscribe so you can catch our next several videos on this MGB. We're gonna get it up and running in no time, I think, and have it running around this summer for you all to enjoy along with us. Thanks for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you on the next video.